So last night I had a deal fall apart late last night. And it was a pretty complicated transaction. We were under contract for a single family home that was an older home. And with a 5-day inspection period, we were up against multiple offers. There were 3 offers on the table. And so we had to shorten the inspection period, and that's not a lot of time, especially for an older home. And so we had the general inspection. I ended up having to get a general inspection, a septic inspector. Who else came out? Well, that was initially like who came out. And then, of course, as things were discovered through the general inspection, they called out for contractors. So we needed to get all sorts of contractors out. I had to get a structural contractor, actually a structural field inspector, excuse me, and a general contractor, a roofer, and an AC contractor. And I think that was it. I think I'm missing something and I can't, no, that's it. That's it. But that's a lot, that's a lot. And had to get them all out in 2 days. Thank God I have a tremendous, I have a lot of trusted resources, so I was able to get it done. And we needed all of the reports within that time frame too. It's not just enough to get the inspections or have somebody look at it, but you need reports and estimates to be able to negotiate. Because the inspection period, by the end of the inspection period, you need to be negotiated. It's not enough to just present what you're looking for or what a buyer wants. It's got to be agreed to. So in any case, we were going back and forth, had to get to extensions. There's a lot of negotiations, a lot of moving parts. Also wanted to make sure she was able to get her insurance estimates, and initially that came in with no discounts, and I knew that that was not going to be accurate because I knew the home. And so I sent the 4-point and the windstorm mitigation report over to the insurance agent and asked them to do it again based on the reports. And sure enough, it came in really high, which I was expecting. Actually came in higher than I thought, but it, I want my buyer to have a real picture. She needed to know, my client needed to know what they were getting into. So this is what I consider one of my most important jobs. So everything is, going along, we're moving along, everything's going, and my client, by the way, is paying for all these inspections and everything. So there's costs associated with all of this, but this is part of the due diligence period. And this is a very important period. This is like super important. And so, at the 11th hour, we're close to coming to an agreement. And I find out that the seller had not disclosed something very important. Yeah. Well, that blew it. That blew the deal wide open. And I don't blame them. I would have done the same thing, because if a seller is not disclosing, then what else are they not disclosing? It's just, and honestly, sellers, is such a bad idea not to disclose. The crazy thing is that if this would have been disclosed initially on their seller disclosure statement, it would not have been something that the buyer could negotiate. So this is it's just sad. Unfortunately, the listing agent did not know about it. This is in no way any representation on them. They're a very responsible and professional agent. They didn't know, and they were furious. So anyways, yeah, that blew the deal wide open. This is the stuff that happens every day. And this is why you need a professional realtor, a very honest and ethical professional realtor that understands the process, very knowledgeable, and will look out for your behalf, because crazy stuff happens every day. I need to write a book. The last 30 years that I've been in this industry, I should write a movie. Like magic, I'll get it closed.